The cool evening breeze drifting off the East River tousled Sarah's hair as she waited, leaning casually against the railing in Brooklyn Bridge Park. A smile lit up her face as a familiar figure approached with a purposeful stride. "Hey, my love," Mike explained, his voice warm and enveloping her even before his arms did. "Sorry I'm late, that client meeting dragged on forever." Sarah turned and melted into his embrace. "My amazing husband," she whispered against his chest, breathing in his familiar scent. "No worries, you're worth the wait. How was your day?" They shared a soft kiss, one that spoke of the comfort and passion of a love still fresh in its marital newness. Mike took her hand, their fingers intertwining. "Better now that I see you. Shall we start our walk, Mrs. Miller?" She laughed, a clear, bright sound. "I'd love to, Mr. Miller." They began to stroll along the promenade, the lights of the Manhattan skyline twinkling like a million fallen stars across the dark water. The distant hum of city traffic was a gentle backdrop to their conversation. "My day was intense," Mike began. "We finally got the green light on the Hudson Yards expansion project. It was a battle, but I think this new design is going to be iconic." "That's fantastic, honey." Sarah squeezed his hand. "You deserve it. You've poured so much into that." My day, on the other hand, involved a kindergarten art class that decided glitter was the new primary color. You can imagine the explosion. She chuckled at the memory. But one of them, little Leo, drew a surprisingly accurate Empire State Building with a giant happy sun. Melted my heart. "He probably gets his talent from you," Mike said, looking at her with adoration. "Speaking of views, look at that." He gestured towards the sky. "Even with all the city glow, you can actually make out a few stars tonight. They look pretty amazing, don't they?" "Absolutely," Sarah sighed, leaning her head on his shoulder. "It's like the city's putting on a show just for us. There's a special kind of peace right here, isn't there? It feels so good to just walk like this, no rush." They continued on, passing joggers, couples on benches, and the distant wail of a siren that quickly faded. "By the way," Sarah said suddenly, as if just remembering, "did you know my sister Chloe is seeing some guy who owns a critically acclaimed, her words, artisanal donut shop in the West Village? Says he's charming and his creations are to die for. We'll see how long this one lasts." She let out a knowing little laugh. Mike grinned. "Well, at least you'll have good breakfast options for a while. That reminds me, I ran into Dave today, my old college roommate. Remember him? The one who was always trying to launch a new app?" "Of course. How's he doing?" "Not great, actually. He told me he got laid off from that tech startup he was with. Tough break. He was really passionate about it, but you know how volatile that scene can be." Mike sighed briefly, then his tone lightened again. "But hey, he's a smart guy. He'll land on his feet." The topic faded as quickly as it had arrived, swallowed by the magic of the New York night. "Changing gears to much happier things," Mike said, stopping for a moment to look into her eyes, the glow from the Brooklyn Bridge illuminating her face. "What would you say to us planning a little getaway, just the two of us?" Sarah's eyes sparkled. "I would love that. What do you have in mind, my adventurous husband?" "I was thinking, there's this incredibly charming town up in the Hudson Valley, Rhinebeck. It's like something out of a movie, with historic inns, cute little shops, amazing farm-to-table restaurants." "Oh, that sounds absolutely perfect," Sarah exclaimed. "We could rent a cozy little cottage, maybe one with a fireplace, go hiking, explore the antique stores. I can already picture it." "Exactly. A long weekend, maybe next month. Get away from the grind, the city noise, and just be us. Recharge and celebrate being husband and wife." Mike winked at her. "That sounds like a wonderful plan. I could use a bit of that small-town charm. Although," Sarah added, snuggling closer as they resumed their walk, "walking with you like this, with the whole Manhattan skyline as our backdrop, it's pretty perfect too." "Anywhere is perfect if I'm with you," Mike replied, kissing her temple. but the thought of exploring a new corner of New York State together really excites me. Me too. We could look up places tomorrow, check out photos, find the coziest B&B. The prospect of the trip filled them with a shared excitement, adding another layer of warmth to their evening. They passed by Jane's carousel, its lights a whimsical beacon, and a faint melody from a distant saxophone player drifted on the air. The scent of roasted nuts from a nearby cart mingled with the slightly salty tang of the river. "You know," Sarah said, her voice soft, "sometimes when I'm in the middle of a crazy day, I close my eyes and think about moments like this. The quiet, your hand in mine, it gets me through." Mike stopped and pulled her close, holding her tight. "And I think about your smile, how you light up every part of my life. Since we got married, every day feels like a fresh start, full of promise. I love you, Mike. I love you too, Sarah." They walked a little further, the comfortable silence between them as eloquent as their words. The city lights seemed to embrace them, and a yawn escaped Sarah's lips. Mike smiled tenderly. "Sounds like someone's ready to head back to our little slice of Brooklyn." She nodded, rubbing her eyes. "Yeah, I think the day and all this wonderful fresh air have got up with me. Besides, we have some serious Rhinebeck planning to do tomorrow." "Deal," he said, putting an arm around her shoulders and gently turning her towards home. "Let's go home, my love." As they walked away from the river, their silhouettes merging into one under the glow of the city, the East River continued its steady flow, a silent witness to countless New York love stories, just like theirs. A story that was only just beginning.